Hey, it's Tara Gentili, and I'm here with Jennifer McCabe, founder of Pluck with Purpose, today. She's a Quiet Power Strategy alum, and I'm super excited to share with you her experience with the program. So, Jennifer, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, can you tell us just a little bit, one, what you do, and but then two, also where your business was at before the Quiet Power Strategy program?
Okay. I teach relationship skills to high performing professionals. It's mainly focused on conflict management and how they manage, the difficulties that come with working with other people. Before coming to Quiet Power Strategy, my business had been formally running for about a year, informally for probably about three. And I was looking to turn my focus away from sort of the folks who know me and I didn't really have to necessarily sell to new customers, new clients, new people to work with. And that was, I was struggling in that transition. And so when I came across Quiet Power Strategy and I read kind of all of the material surrounding it, I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot. I had tried other things, but I decided I'm going to give it a go. So I went for the sort of the big program and went all in, basically.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks. Okay, so I know kind of along those lines, and that's a pretty common place for people to join the Quiet Power Strategy program at. So along those lines, you had a couple of realizations. So what were some of the changes that you made because of Quiet Power Strategy?
Okay. Goodness. Okay. I think the most profound one and the most important one is I got out of my own way when I'm talking to my customers about what it is that I do. I very rarely actually tell them what I teach anymore. And I really focus on saying, what is it that I do and how that relates to where they're at. And so the problems they have, the issues they face, the challenges, the things they want to accomplish, and that how things are getting in their way. That's probably the biggest, and it is not insignificant under any circumstances how important that shift in my own head was. I think the second one was really being much more strategic about what I do with my time and how I manage the whole picture. Like, knowing that this year it's list building and enrollment that are our two primary goals, and what are we going to do to achieve that? Everything's aligned to that now. So I'm not chasing down like the latest and greatest stuff to try to make it work for me. Is this going to work and get me to where I want to go? And that's a big shift for me. I felt like I feel in control in the most profound way. So and that's awesome. It's really
That
fun.
is that is so awesome, and I remember very distinctly the call that we had where you were telling me about realizing how you could change the way you communicate about what you do, and
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite coaching calls of all time because it's like, yes, she
Yeah.
gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was so awesome. Okay, so what have been some of the concrete results of those changes? Tell us some of the good stuff.
Okay. Let's see. We've increased our list. Even we just did one small little Facebook push for a class that we launched and created during Quiet Power Strategy. We've increased our list about 37% from where we started over since really November. So it's been kind of a short while for that, and that's been really kind of fun to see it grow and start to kind of do stuff on its own without me having to do every little thing to get people through the door. We launched a new class called Chart Your Own Course. We did two beta runs and a formal run, and we've converted two of those customers to our bigger, sort of longer intensive classes, which is really the point of what that class was about. It was to engage with new people and get them familiar with us. And so that conversion, while small, is only about two people, is incredibly profitable for us because our classes are they're expensive. So
Yeah.
it's been kind of nice to see that progression and really see that the customer journey we set up during Quiet Power Strategy is working. It's getting people through that door. What else? We've revamped our content strategy. We've revamped our Facebook strategy. I've hired a copywriter. I've hired a Facebook ads manager. I've delegated that work out so that I can spend time kind of writing things that connect directly with my customers, which I was doing all of that myself before, but now we've kind of delegated a lot of that out. And we started Alliance, which is the program that my my employee Sarah is going to be working on, where we're going in and working with nonprofits directly to work with their staff. So we've done a lot in a short amount of time.
Yes.
Nice though.
You guys have been absolutely amazing. And yeah, that conversion, just even those two people converting from the new program into your one of your long-term clients, that's huge for your bottom line. And it really shows sort of the start of that cash machine that you can create when you have a business model that really works for you. So that's huge.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, no, because most of my customers don't. I mean, they spend seven to 15 to $20,000 on average. So it's not a 1 to 2 is awesome.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. That pays some bills. All right. So, last question. Who should join the Quiet Power Strategy community?
Uh, I was thinking about like, you know, I refer pretty much any of the folks that are in my entrepreneurial circles to you on a regular basis and to Quiet Power Strategy. But I actually think it applies more broadly than that. I've seen a lot of the brick and mortar folks that also run businesses, small businesses here in town, and they're struggling with the same things because they still have to engage online, they still have to communicate to the customer, and they still have to deal with all of the challenges that come from responding to, you're going to be responding to things that come your way, or you're going to set the stage and direct what's coming your way. And I think pretty much that covers anybody in business. But yeah, I think it would make a huge difference to those folks as well. So I would say definitely online folks, but anybody that's got to have an online presence and communicate with customers would benefit from taking the class.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Where can we find you
You're welcome.
online?
I'm at pluckwithpurpose.com, and you can also find us on Facebook. And later on in April, you'll find us on LinkedIn as well.
Fantastic. Excellent. Jennifer, I am so glad to have you as a Quiet Power Strategy alum and as a continuing member of our community. And thank you so much for talking with me today.
You're welcome, Tara. Have a good day.
You too.